In today's creativity flow, we're going to be hanging out low to the ground, but nourishing that sacral chakra. So you can start seated on your mat in a nice comfortable position. You actually don't even need a mat. If you don't have one, don't worry about it, but do make sure you have something soft and cushiony to support you. Maybe not hardwood floors or anything. So we're going to start in a nice comfortable position, whatever that looks like or feels like for you. You can start cross-legged. For me, you can see like my cross-legged is a little tight this morning. That's fine. Or this whenever you're practicing. If you haven't had any movement yet, you might be a little tight. So however that looks or feels for you is fine. You can stretch your legs out in front of you as well. So just find a spot, because first we're just going to start to come into our breath. So just find a spot where you feel comfortable and supported while we do that. We just start to come into our breath and also a head over heart, heart over pelvis alignment. So however you're sitting, you just want to be aware and start to come into a strong, tall posture, not kind of slumped forward like we might be at a desk or during work throughout the day. We're just going to start to really pay attention to our body and our breath and start to take the focus away from everything happening out in the world or out in your day. Start to bring it in to the center. So if you do have those creative ideas just kind of sitting there or trying to bubble their way to the surface, you can start to give them room to get noticed and get created and bring them out into the world. So we're sitting cross-legged or in a comfortable seat. Our head is stacked, head over heart, heart over pelvis. We're stretching the top of our head up toward the ceiling, almost like there's an invisible string pulling it up to give length through the neck and through the spine. Our hands are just wherever they feel comfortable. And then we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. And as you do, as you breathe in through the nose, maybe feel everything expanding. The chest, maybe the shoulders are lifting. And as you exhale, everything is releasing. The chest is falling, the belly is emptying, shoulders dropping. And we'll just do a couple more like that, really paying attention to what the body is doing with each breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And with each inhale, maybe breathing in an intention, either for your practice or for your creative projects. And on the exhale, releasing anything that doesn't serve you in the pursuit of that intention. Take a couple breaths on your own. Just becoming aware of the body. And now we're going to start to move slowly but deliberately. Today's practice isn't going to be too intense. In fact, it's not going to be too movement centered, but we are going to movement focus, but we are going to concentrate on that creative center, which kind of sits right in the center of your belly. We're going to drop the hands to the mat if they're not there already on either side. And you can stay in this. If you're not in cross-legged yet, maybe come up to your version of it. It doesn't have to be perfect or pretty. We're just dropping our hands to each side of our hips to rest gently on the mat. And on the inhale, we'll reach the left arm up toward the ceiling, reaching through the fingertips. And And then the exhale, we're gonna reach toward the right side of the mat, pressing the left buttock and the left knee toward the mat for a counter stretch. And just stretching through that left side of the body. Maybe your right elbow is bent as you pull toward the right side. And inhale back to center. And exhale, drop that hand. And then we'll repeat on the other side. Inhale that right hand up to the sky. And exhale, reach toward the left, pressing the right knee and the right buttock toward the mat. Obviously the right knee doesn't have to touch, just the direction it's going. And stretching through the right side body. We'll repeat that a few more times. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop the hand. Inhale, reach the left hand up. And exhale, reach toward the right side of the mat. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop the hand. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop the hand. And rest in center. Maybe move the legs around if they're starting to feel a little tight. Can shake them out. And kind of come back to center. We're going to twist, do a little twist from right where we are. So we'll bring that left hand to the right knee. And then the inhale, reach the right hand behind us wherever it falls, wherever it can reach. And we're just going to gaze maybe toward that right shoulder, but wherever is comfortable. And exhale. And then the inhale, maybe reach the head a little higher, reach toward the ceiling. And the exhale, maybe twist a little more. Gazing out over that right shoulder. Maybe one more breath here. Inhale a little taller. And exhale, twist. And inhale, release back to center. And do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, bring that right hand to the right knee. Reaching the left arm behind you, the left hand, just walking it along the floor with the fingertips. And exhale, releasing into the twist, gazing out over that left shoulder. Inhale, maybe sit a little taller. And exhale, twist a little more, or you can just stay where you are, that's fine. Just a cue if you want to try to take your stretch a little deeper. Inhale one more time. Exhale, twist. And release back into center. Perfect. So now we're going to stretch our legs out in front of us. If you're not, depending on how you're sitting on the mat, you might want to just adjust. We're going to bring the legs straight out in front of us. And we're going to do a seated forward fold here. So if you practice, you know what a forward fold from standing looks like. So we're just going to replicate that right here. So we want the toes pointed up toward the ceiling, flexed, active, not really ballerina toes or relaxed feet, but really active. Everything in the body should be active here. So again, we have that head over heart, heart over pelvis alignment. Our head, maybe that string is still reaching up toward the ceiling. Our shoulders are down away from the ears. And we're just really active here. So we're gonna inhale. And on the exhale, we're just gonna start to fold forward at the waist, leading with the chest and the chin. And our hands can just kind of fall wherever is comfortable. I think a lot of people have in mind that they have to grab the toes, they have to grab the feet, but you really don't. It's just a matter of hitting your edge, being comfortable and staying there. So you can have your hands on the shins, you can have them next to the legs on the mat. If you can reach your feet, maybe you find a different spot on the feet. So we'll inhale to find the more length in the spine, and exhale, maybe fold a little farther, and if you can, find a different spot on the feet every time to kind of deepen your stretch. You can keep the legs nice and bent here if you need. And then we'll just spend a little time here with our breath, and with each inhale, if you'd like, just find length again in the spine, and maybe try to fold just a little deeper, or just find your edge and stay there. We're stretching through our hips, through the back of the thighs, nourishing the center of the body where creativity sits, creativity center. Take one more breath here. Sigh it out, maybe fold just a little more. And inhale, release. Coming up back into that seated position. And from here, we're just gonna stay right where we are for staff pose or Dandasana. And it's really just quote unquote sitting, but the entire body is still active, and it can actually be deceivingly difficult. So our toes are still active, pointed up toward the ceiling. We can have that slight bend in the knees. Our backs are straight, hands can come down beside the body, beside the hips, and we're just gonna sit with a long spine, long active spine, head over heart, heart over pelvis, engaging the core, pulling the belly button back toward the spine to really engage that core, maybe lifting up and back. And it might not seem difficult, but the longer you're here, you might start to feel your body kind of protest. We don't normally sit in such an active Most of us don't normally sit in such an active pose. In fact, when I'm here, my legs kind of start to vibrate just a little bit, but that's okay. That's just your body doing its thing, building strength. So we're just gonna breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. With each breath, just really paying attention to your body, to your form, to your posture. And just taking a few moments. When we're in stillness like this is where we might start to feel that anxiousness that tells us to get moving, get to the next thing, especially if we have creative projects in the works that we want to finish. But this is where, when you start to feel that, it's really important just to breathe. Take that big breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. It's really important to honor a little time in stillness. That's where those ideas might come, where you might pay attention to the little words and phrases that are stuck somewhere and haven't made their way out yet. We'll never find them if we don't kind of sit in stillness and let our minds quiet as much as possible. Keep in mind, they're never going to be completely empty. Super myth, big myth about meditation and yoga is you have to empty your mind. It's obviously never going to happen. All right, this might be starting to feel a little intense for some of us. So we can release, maybe bring the legs up just to give them a little break. And then we're just gonna slowly make our way to our backs, stretching the legs out in front of us. Maybe hearing some cracks, and just letting the feet fall open, letting the hands fall open, letting the chest fall open, and just relaxing everything, even the eyes, the gaze. You don't have to close them if that makes you feel uncomfortable, but maybe just soften the gaze. We'll take one big inhale, maybe the biggest inhale you've taken yet, in through the nose. And the biggest sigh out through the mouth, releasing everything if there's still tension hiding anywhere. And you can stay here in Savasana for as long as you'd like, or if you're feeling the energy flowing and you'd like to take that to your creative project, to your desk, to your notebook, wherever, you can do that. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, warriors. I hope that flow kind of energized you and energized your creative mind. So thank you so much. Namaste. Now go fight for your creativity.
Great flow, warriors. Now it's time to take that energy and create. If you still need a little extra inspiration, just grab a creativity prompt to get the ideas flowing. And if you have a friend who's also fighting writer's block, make sure to share this video and don't forget to subscribe. Now go fight for your creativity.